Welcome back to Von Blues Boxing, man. What's going on with everybody out there, man? I just wanted to give my quick predictions for the Patrick Teixeira versus Brian Castano WBO junior middleweight title fight. Brian Castano, Patrick Teixeira is the WBO junior middleweight championship. He won it against Carlos Adames. He'll be fighting against Brian Castano, currently the number one ranked WBO mandatory junior middleweight in the world, Brian Castano, and they'll be fighting on February 13th on DAZN at 5 o'clock. The main event is Shavkat Rakhimov versus Jojo Diaz for the IBF 130-pound junior lightweight title. I wanted to give my quick predictions on who I think is going to win that fight. And give a couple of reasons why I think they're going to win the fight. And so for my prediction of this fight will be, I believe that Brian Castano will win this fight. I believe that he will stop Patrick Teixeira in the 6th or 7th round. I just think that Brian Castano's style, his ability, and the way he fights, he will find Patrick Teixeira. He'll get himself in range and he'll find him. He's a good body puncher. He has good power. He has good boxing skills. I just think that Brian Castano's style is going to give Patrick Teixeira problems. And I just think that Brian Castano will get this job done. I just think that he will get himself in range. Like I said, he will go to the body to set up shots up to the head. And I think he will catch Patrick Teixeira between the 6th or 7th round and get him out of there. I think it'll be a TKO stoppage. I just think that Brian Castano this is his time, and I think that he's going to get the job done. There's no knock on Patrick Teixeira. I think Patrick Teixeira is a very good fighter. I just think that Brian Castano will win this fight, and I think he's going to get the job done. It's all about, in this fight, if Castano can get in range. If Castano can successfully, which I believe he can do, get himself in range, he's going to win this fight. I think he is the best fighter. I think he's one of the top fighters at 154 pounds. I don't think, maybe he hasn't had the opportunities to do it yet, but I think he's there. And that's my prediction, basically. I think that Brian Castano will win this fight. Afterwards, he is with PBC, so he could possibly go to a 4-belt undisputed fight with Jermell Charlo, or take on Tim Tszyu in New Zealand. That's a possible fight for him too. And he's worked with Top Rank before, fighting Patrick Teixeira, who's with Top Rank and is on DAZN. Patrick Teixeira's with Golden Boy. It's to be seen if they work together. But I think Brian Castano if he wins this fight, which I think he is, I think his next opponent would probably be Jermell Charlo, 4-belt undisputed, because they're both with PBC, or possibly Tim Tszyu if he wants to take that type of route, go that route, and take on a mandatory and take on a lucrative fight in New Zealand. I could understand that too. That's my predictions. I just think that Castano is going to beat Patrick Teixeira. I think he has the skill set to do it. I just think what I said, if you watch my go to my film study video that I did on this fight, Brian Castano versus Patrick Teixeira, I just think that Castano has a tendency to overextend sometimes. Teixeira has a tendency to overextend sometimes, and sometimes he has his hands down when, he'll come forward and he'll throw his punches sometimes. And Castano, when he comes forward, sometimes his hands drop. And Teixeira, his hands are low. And against a guy like Castano with that height and reach and dimensions, it could be bad, man. That's my prediction. Brian Castano with the TKO, 6th to 7th round. Y'all be good, man. Enjoy that fight February 13th on DAZN at 5 o'clock.